Oh yeah, Dorje. Thank you. 야, 당가서 상공님의 진소한테만 내 문제는 지시 좋아이나. 아니, 시다 또 많이 생기대. 아니, 신도 또 바꿔왔다. 아니, 또 나니 고아조시 맞잖아요. 아니, 배치 모두 된 봐. 드니시제 돼요. 그래서
So in the last week teachings, we learned that the view of emptiness is really extremely difficult to understand, and then however there's a great benefit. Even if you have a bit of gain a bit of understanding of the emptiness, it says that there's a tremendous benefits. Of course, let alone if you gain the full understanding of it.
젠데도 심하게 디비가 다 동반이 두비가 다 가르치고 그랬으나 아니 보고 준주라 아니 로주대와 나지지 아니 동보니 셀라서 밤부터 봐시 아니 니제 도제니 지젤라데니 슈마다 아니 다 지젤라데니 진로야 와다 아니 데네 니 알아서 고소하고 도메라바 나 생기대 나대 간디시에 인선에 아니 다 대용이 다 로자와 드니 그 매바 드니소 데네니 지도지 센지 돈이 소래 손에 아니 드니지수 아니 드니지라니 바지나니 지도지 덴바 매바 롱그 센지 맞아봐 아니 비가 드니 그 다와티 숨바레스
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Okay, so since the view of emptiness is very subtle, so the Lord Buddha, so when presented the view in a stage by stage, so like it's in the same way, just as we can teach to the educate the children from the providing education in a different level of classes and at the schools. So in same way, so before Buddha taught on this the subtle or the view of emptiness. So he initially Buddha taught how things are depends upon the causes and conditions. It is how things exist because of the coming together of the various causes and conditions, various factors, and then showing because of this, then how at the end things cease to exist. Like showing how things are transient or the impermanent, and then Buddha show after that. Then he taught on the on the gross level of the view of selflessness. That is the examining how this the way the I or the self exists in that, how showing that this I or the self, is empty or is lacking this self-sufficient or existence, and then showing after that, then showing how how all things are in fact are really are in the nature of the mind, in the nature of mind. It's not the existing objectively, rather it is they are all in the nature of the subjective mind. So from after that, then Buddha showed the teachings, gave the teaching on the how things are lacking true or inherent existence, which is the view of emptiness.
Tati noji ni ngati chona ne tumani te ni shinjo malo pa yon ta pa ji to wal de wa yana ani ta ramba te to tamba so ne lo ju ji chene chi che wa yana ani tumani te le la wa sikra ani tani ji ngo ne shinjo malo pa ji na to thre se ani tani sung de s ta man
so accordingly, so those who wish or who aspire to gain the realization of emptiness, so they must follow this, develop this, all these different levels of the understandings of the view of emptiness. And so it is through, we have to learn, we have to study about this, the different levels of the view of the way the thing exists, and so it is only this way that the stage, following this stage by stage, the learning process, that then we will be able to then gain the realization of emptiness.
Ona ane tumani te ni ko shinje malu pa ji nyeso na kare la na ani demba jela supi nojo te ni rilando jinsela te ne ani cheme ngone ya bu nju shi ya ba to ani tela te ne tago to toji ji bi ko bu toji ya ba ani ta soso gi be je ji chewa ina ani ronye ji ni to togo ya ba ani tni ga ta yi chi tembo to ngi she tembo ani nye ngu ya sa des.
So as the effect or the benefit of understanding the view of emptiness, then one will also then understand the meaning of like Four Noble Truth, and also understand the fact that the state of liberation is something really attainable, and so therefore this the understanding of emptiness will really then strengthens one's convictions, faith in the Dharma and in the spiritual path to the stage of to achieving the state of liberation.
Chitane dejil ko khandis chogre na ani ta chito ji deme ton ro itrela ani ta dunga ju je ngazola ni dunga ni ju je dunga ko ne ju ndu je ani je de ton ro go de tindi je de yo ani ta lo lu she ba ani pong na ko po thye wa o tni to yo ngo re de oni ta 가르를 때네 아니 본거지 다 로델라 때네 아니 본탁이야와 드니 노조데 신도요레스
For example, how if we go a bit into how the understanding of emptiness lead to the understanding of the Four Noble Truth. So, like we can, as a result of this, the understanding of the view of emptiness, then we will understand we'll be able to recognize the cause of the sufferings. What is the cause of sufferings? And then we can also understand that this cause of this of the suffering, is something, the main cause is something like is the misconceptions or some sort of incorrect view of things, and then and not only that, we can also have gain the knowledge of our capacities to overcome that misconception or the incorrect view, and how and then how we can overcome is that incorrect view is through realizing or through actualizing what you call the noble truth of cessations, so which we see as the direct or the actual means by which we can then can remove can uproot these misconceptions, which is the root or the main cause of all the suffering existence.
대다 아저티 템발은 토무마인 바데 가르스네 공기 가솔라 수인산주데 가주 그때 로주치 아니 될 제와치네 아니 릴로도 탕그르나 아니 녀슬레 릴로도 탕그르나 녀스 말레와치 마토 드니존로에요 지리 마토제 코로나 수인세텔 가주 대와치 이치치네 대종 지보지가 아니 로게야세 말레스.
So and we find in this in the way, one of the unique uniqueness in the way in the Buddha's teachings is that the Buddha that we are encourage his followers to utilize your own the power of like your reasoning mind, and because Buddha emphasized that always in the process of learning, that to always to apply your logics and to analyze the things with your own intelligent mind. So Buddha never imposed on his follower to believe and or to accept what he proposes or what he teach to them.
Temba runi chichoni da seche da seche da korang suya tela ni jewa chine ripelo le telpa ani nyos lonshi sene ani korang runi gatani sungu yore tenuji ni da temba te nga zo ni gege no ji nga zo ma chilangye ji ani ji re de yore da delwa koyin ba te nga zo del loju chine nga zo jewa chine ani soso dewan dena del shu jane ani nyoslen roke atni suyares. So Buddha consider
himself as just like a guide, like a spiritual guide, and so he so it is at the end whether the follower should should take his guidelines or not, or to accept his teaching or not, as which the Buddha himself said that you should examine my words, my teaching, just as you examine like a certain certain thing as whether it's a gold or not, to test that you got to make it go. You got to apply some process of examinations, assessments. So in a similar way, so it's there's a strong Buddha put a great emphasis on to fully utilizing your own reasoning mind and analyzing the teaching and making sure that the way you follow the teaching is through your analysis, then followers should then develop their knowledge, and that's how make the progress.
어다디 가르sun고요르세나 마치 대시다 네 타와도 던지체발라 소바 수수롱을 라바요리마도 아니 템발라 이치셰바 장다 아니 대화셰바 장지 아니 타와 터치 더 말해스네 아니 드니sun고요레스 So from this, the Buddha's the advice that to his follower that you should examine my my teaching and then to to make progress on the path in that way through your own examinations. So this is to show, which is is to indicate that the goal that you're trying to aspire in the spiritual in your path, in the spiritual path, which is like the state of liberations or the everlasting happiness that we seek, that we all aspire to achieve. So what he's saying is that Buddha is saying that this is not something that you can achieve. You can achieve simply by cultivating faith in me, and so therefore he's saying that really the most important thing is that it is depend on you whether to achieving those goals of the state of liberation or the happiness that you seek, whether it is in your hand. It's that you have to the individual beings have to do create the causes to gain those to achieve your goal. 제가 대노지 니 시답발에 로페 포팔라이고 니 세노몬바 동보도 바트던 두바도 신의 따와그 두바 공기 셰팅 개파이스네 드니지 순셔요레스.
So you find in the Arya Devas the 400 verses, 400 verse. So where it says that a wise is the one, a wise person, a wise being is the one who who initially abandon or eliminate the non-merit, and then in the middle, he or she eliminate the self, and at the end, eliminating the all views.
Chitangata titando karishiga warsina ngazo tsende inando, tseshima inando, ani kesi deshi indewa ina, tumatil karishiga warsina yelan tsewi giri, ani tsewi gita shawa dipata, ani senoma inbiki le, la suba chi yo mare, karishiga tin reola dunga mato yo mare es, ten inza, ani ngazo tumala, ani dedong kare esine sungo yores.
So if we refer to that the Shantideva, the Aryadevas the quotations. So the first line when it says initially we must eliminate the unmerit. So what's that mean is that the unmerit, which referring to the evil or sinful actions or negative karmas, which we of such as like the action which causes harm, brings harms upon other beings. So therefore such to is saying that we need to eliminate such non-virtues or the evil actions if we seek in order to achieve the or if we wish for happiness in this life and in future life.
Ne pat karche kursena domela subo gone. Ne donze dune da ne susulu dunga. Tengi zawate mebazo kagres ne desungu yore. Tamatela ni dome tupi hera la tene donzo che pocho la sopa dune. Ane suji komuto bashe kagres ta seje to je ten sigorwa. Ane suji to komuto bashe kagres na titendo tani sigores.
And then the second line when it says in the middle, eliminate the self. So which self here is referring to the self-grasping, the self-graspings, which serve as the root cause of cyclic existence or the samsaras. So therefore, it is to in the middle to when it says in the middle to eliminate or abandon the self. So means to uproot this the samsaras or the cyclic existence, and then at the end to eliminate all the view. So here when it says view, then it's referring to the more referring to the predisposition or to the latencies or the propensity of that self-graspings. So, because by abandoning that, not just the self-grasping, but even including the propensity of that self-grasping, then we can, achieve the complete enlightenment.
Wana ane tembe sumbe ta tumba ni te tawa te ta ngine ni chamoda ane ta pe rinodo tange jinse to denge tawa do toji jimbi ko kompula sopa to tuye na ane nga zu tsendelo deshi ke tenda kolon jewa kare yore esine ji shuwa inas.
So from the our above discussions, so we find that how this the gaining or this the wisdom of the emptiness is very effective in terms of achieving the state of liberations, and not only that, even to achieving the complete enlightenment, and so forth. And so now, if we may also think, okay, we can see that that the view of emptiness has such a the potentials to realizing our long term or the ultimate goal. But what about how relevant it is to our immediate our immediate situations in terms of finding more happiness and or in terms of lessening suffering in our life.
다 템베거니 치토 tumba니 템살 치토치 템바마 트로바레 템바티피 동아레세 롱그치니 티피 동아레세 드니기 수용디 살아 니 치토치 메와레세요 말에 치토치 요와레데 예스데 간데스 요레스 예스데 간데스 요레스 예스데니 아니 예라 때네 슝와도 예라 때네 요바레세네 아니 드니기 수용 거레스
So we need to bear in mind that when it is said that all phenomena, all the objects are lacking true existence or inherent existence, it is not the saying, or it is not proposing that that all things do not exist. And so naturally, then there's a question. Next, there's a question of the things things are lacking, in true or inherent existence. But yet they, if they exist, then how do they exist? And so the answer is that they exist. The way they exist is by depending on other factors. So that is the only way of things to exist.
제장아 델라 때네 마치 가르치고 그러잖아. 델라 때네 가서 투마 용이 내가서 파말라 때네 용화. 파말라 때네 용화 있자든 밤에 그 가르치게 왔다. 대노지가 같이 그 천디가 대시 도저히 네 연락 때문에 마도 로 집이가 거네니 대시 줘야 다 다시나한테 매라다 용탁 매와랬어 용탁 매와이자 대시 도저히 아니 연락 때문에 용하다 변은 대노지는 지첨보이난다 또니도 첨보든지 깨라 첨보든지 있는다 서마 깨져도 지첨보 강가로 아니 연락 때문에 쉬워 주주래 다시 대수수소기 전거요. 되네요. 다 연락 때문에 마시는 거니 드니가 다 지시 매월에서 대순자네 다 저거까지 지행까지 된 거래서
so for the same reason that how more we remember all the kindness and all the support that we have received from our parents, then there will be a greater sense of the gratitude that we will feel towards our parents. So in same way, if we if we have a more understanding of and more recognition of how the happiness and all the goodness that we seek in our life, how all these are really dependent upon others, and like even if when we're thinking of our own current situation, how whatever we have accomplished, whatever a small amount of happiness, joy that we have, so these are all recognizing that this all comes from others. From in some way it's dependent on the others. So in that way we started to when we understand this, then we begin to appreciate the kindness of other beings. So, obviously, if we take for an example of some, like if a person who who have a abundance of wealth, and so if we think about it, where this wealth come from, despite the fact that the person might have worked hard and might have made whatever sacrifice a person might have made to acquire those wealth, but it is the sheer fact that this wealth comes from others, from depending on the others as well. So in this way, it is saying that if we think about how all our joy and all our happiness that we have and we seek in life is all comes from or depends on others. So by reflecting on these, then we can develop this a sense of gratitude towards all other beings.
Wana Geshe Losang yela tene yungu ina talo kandichi tene yungu tusena talo yela shomba gon nije gon bala tene ni susola tela tene susola deshi yungu yoro mato ane yela kungro che ane sena che ta triga nyemu pa che dena ane ta dunga ji mato dewa yungu mewa ane ngatu se ores.
So this, as we, reflect on this, the fact that how all the happiness and the joy that we seek in our life is all dependent upon others. When we reflect upon these, then what we can we get from this reflection is that if we wanted to bring, find more joy and more happiness, then only the means, then the true causes is to really is cultivating, love and the loving kindness and the compassions for other beings. That will and whereas of course, on the conversely speaking, of course, if we, instead of love and compassions, if we hold like anger, hold hatred and jealousy and so forth towards other beings, then this will only brings more misery and more sufferings in one's life.
Chezandona ane soso deshida, ane soso kesanda, ane kande kasen dewa, yana dezonji yana shomba tu nje shewa ina dezonji ane soso deshi moanda, ane keso moa, ane roye res.
So it's like if the in corresponding or in to the whatever the amount of the joy and happiness that we have found in our life, and so and then to same amount, to same degree, we trying to show if we show the love and compassions towards others, then the result is then there will be a continuous like the multiplications of our joy and happiness.
Tena jiri ta ngazo soso mashi ta ne dunga ne ta tsola sopa kungro che yungore kungro te ta jen zoji shalum tene yungo yore te zo te none sono to tela tene ane yungore tel tene chusona ane pena kono na jesona ane soso mashipa ane soso chinso mashipa ane soso tromba mashipa ane chaso mashipa 아니 마시바데 되니서 용거레스.
And in order to overcome or to diminish the anger, for example, the anger and the hatred, then we should also should also always reflect on the fact that how this, if we cultivate the anger and the hatred towards other, then this not only brings fill our own mind with more like a misery and suffering, but it also causes the harm or bring harm and they bring suffering to all the other people around us, like one's own friends, one's own family members and the neighbors and so forth. So, and then to the thinking of the actual causes of what causes this like anger and the hatred which we generate in our mind. So, although there might be, we can identify the cause to certain a factor, external factor, certain immediate conditions, but really the main cause is we can understand, if we think about it, it is our own mental what kind of mental attitude that we hold within ourselves. That is the main cause.
테노지 신주레 가르수요르세나 지테 대와치니야파 데가 지텐델렌 주스 아니 지테 동아치니야파 데가 루덴델렌 주스네 다 소소솔 대와 가레야파테니 소시거니 예라 다 쇼바 데데치 대완데데치 쇼바다 아니 동아만데 비가 이제 고말한테는 유고요레스 소소로 동아 가임바테 나 기보가 나 대워가 tniga pi ru dende chi sombe gune ni dunga la suba tniga ni gune njugo yores ni tni sungo yores tidiga.
So we can also recall this verse from Shantideva's Bodhisattva's way of life, that all the happiness that exists in the world, arise from the thought of benefiting others, and whereas all the sufferings and the pain that exists in the world, whereas arise from the thought like a selfish, thought, selfish state of mind. And so from these two, so we can also understand that how if we wish to see more joy and more happiness in our life, then the true cause or the true means is then to cultivating more like the love for other beings. That is love which is wishing, genuinely wishing other to have happiness, or cultivating compassion. That is genuinely wishing all other beings to be free of sufferings. So when you develop this, then we can find more happiness and joy, and then on the other hand, how if we hold this very always a very self-centered mind, which is only thinking of just our own self, that the always wishing happiness for ourselves alone, and so that for that kind of mental attitude, then what we will end up is then always find more sufferings, more pain, and so therefore instead of that, so therefore we need to replace this self-centered mind with the mind of cherishing other beings.
돈이 또 비게 싫어해나 맞고 챈디 그 심발라서 비는 치시나요. 매 다시 수연된 되네. 아니 디디가 된디가 심바시 받고 비 대한도 된댕이 소설 빠빠행이 아니 세슈행이 아니 고쳐와야 보지 용도가 해서래서 되면은 같이다 저저가 심바시도 잘라네 심발라서 비 치시도 잘 저저 파쇼 얼패마도 와다 저저 연자리 소설은 예와시와나 된디다 아니 드니가다 짐바심바텔라 아니 되지 아니 저거 맞춰 봤더니 연구요래서 아니 될라니다 짐바시 라소비 지시되잖아 셔라지 조생이 대비 개치 모인사래서
so the we need to cultivate this loving kindness and the compassion and like the bodhicittas, and as well as it's also important to to cultivate this what we call the wisdom of emptiness, and so need to so in short we must need to cultivate the combination of both the method and wisdom together. So that these two can the method and the wisdom can then supporting each others, because otherwise sometimes when we lack the wisdom, then sometimes we even if we have a strong feeling of thought of benefiting others, but then we easily become very confused. Or sometimes whether we will end up become very doubtful of what how to help others, or sometimes even we might end up regretting ourselves into something in our own the good deeds that we have done towards others. This thing could happen, and so of course at the same time of course the wisdom alone is also not enough, because without we also must cultivate the method in terms of developing love and compassion to others, so that our life will become meaningful for ourselves and for other beings.
왜 다티 고드니마네 지제데 가르는 거들라나 아니 다 소소가 아니 주다 네 칼로사야레 딜로 젠지레 다 이어도 호미 던지가 이도 treso나 아 도만년라 때는 녀스 간데스 내 고고르세나 인디 지제 고마데 땡드스.
Okay, so now we will drew a verse from this text, 37 Practices of Bodhisattvas. I think we're up to the verse 23. So where the text talks about the what sort of the mental attitude or the that we should maintain when we encounter such any the attracting or the very pleasant objects, like in terms of the good, like there's something to good food or some beautiful clothes and so forth. When we find such things, beautiful objects, and how we what sort of thought or mental attitude that we should maintained.
제가 지제대 가르치나 얘도 보면 얘도 제바나 야치 티친자 지치 연다 제바노 데만 다시 현조 보면 자세론래 이스네.
Okay, so it reads at verse 23 reads, when you encounter attractive objects, though they seem beautiful, so like a rainbow in summer, don't regard them as real and give up attachment. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas.
티 가르치고 가르치는 다 가서 얘도 얘라 소피건 체파티제 다 농기근 자체 농지가 레데요 텔라 아니 소소소야 야포지 농되나요 때 덴바트 바타예요 말레스 가시 마초는 농아 농지가 그 덴바트 되어야나 아니 다 마초는 농아 농지 야포레데요 와이나 아니 다텔 현자 지요 명이 차는 거로 아니 텔 진짜 메나 아니 텔라 때네 아니 다 예대지마도 소소 등아 치네 명이지 드니지 용고요래 대인자네 다 나도 야포요래 세야더니 요래데 이나양 저간가 아니 다 디사 띵줄라 때네 텔라 때네 대요 세지요로 드니 그 디사 띵줄라 때네 야포지래 대요래 마도 타치다 네 야포레스네 드니지 저는 요 말했어.
So in this verse, so we we learn that how when we say certain things are beautiful, so they in reality they are beautiful only in compare with some other, in comparison with some other things. So it's all, the beauty is only a relative. There's nothing, when we think that a certain thing is, certain things appear to our mind as something beautiful and very attractive, appealing, what he's saying is not an absolute beautiful, absolute like attractive. Because if it is absolute beautiful and absolute attractive, then that means that it has to be perfect, like a faultless, And so, having said that, how, when in our perceptions, when sometimes there's those beautiful objects appear like a absolute, beautiful, absolutely, appealing. It can appear. It can seems to our mind, our perception like that. So, since that doesn't reflect the truth of that objects. So therefore, it is saying in this verse, or we learn here that therefore it's even though it appears like that, but we should not hold onto that appearance as the truth, as truly beautiful or truly attractive. And so rather, why these are not truly beautiful, truly attractive is because, as we are saying, this is all it's not a perfect, it's not a and it only seems to be beautiful because of certain comparing with some other things. So it's not a when you say when some certain things are good or bad. So it's all, everything is like a relative, but from the objectively, so the thing is not a, even though it may appear to our mind like a absolute perfect good, but not the case.
제장가서 이도 공회 이도 탭 또 투소나 아니 가쫄은 호원우지 요마레 소소지 소소를 샘바지 드리지 그다와이나 아니 드리가 이도 공회 이들라니 좁바데 슈추르노 왔다 아니 드리라 펜도 예서레스
So so we need to just to remind ourselves that even though the things may appear, particular object may appear to one as a very beautiful, and no matter how beautiful that object appear, but we have to remind ourselves that the thing is is not as beautiful as it appears in objectively or in realities. So by the being aware of this, that they are not as beautiful or attractive as it seems to be, seems to our mind. So by doing this, so if we we are counteracting our degree of attachment towards that objects.
When that the hotel that any chope yellow ni deje pungere that the yellow the hotel ni dume yellow any solo that the joshing in a shit lessona the new telani and damage deje pungere is here the new teacher this.
So in this verse, as we find out the how to what sort of how to think think about what sort of mental attitude that we should adopt when we encounter some the objects which appears to be beautiful. But however, in the next verse, then the text talks about what to think when we encounter the object we rather appear to be ugly or appear to be something horrible or something miserable, and how again in that situation, then what sort of mental attitude that we should adopt.
Dunga nanzu mulo pushita chino demba zunga atong ches deshi manto jentu chepise chowa tawa ne jase lo le yisine that's it terendwa.
So the verse which is 24, the next verse read, all forms of sufferings are like a child's death in a dream. Holding illusory appearances to be true makes you weary. Therefore, when you meet with disagreeable circumstances, see them as illusory. So this is the practice of Bodhisattvas.
Chechang ngazola dunga na tsupa yungu yore, dunga na tsupa la tela tene, ane entrano na tsupa yungu yore. Tazo kanga ane ta malonu la ngazo susi ku poda ane pinja turi sheso na tezi nyalonu la ta dunga na tiri yore. Inaya ane setsa zala ta di nuwa de ane ta malo rendi yu soso na buji junza lo dewa chakarawa. Ten noji ga ngazo ka shilu ne la ta susu so la ta mande pi tsiri ane nyeda tongwa re ta tani ka karal lai sona ya ane soso pa kundo saya yo ma res karisana kundo ji sawa ina kundo sal saga yo res na kundo te ane ta pashu wate ka zipi te la pashu wate pi demba tipi ane pashu waji la ane saga yo nga tso di nye la ane goya tumba nye ka goya she di imba rung la pi kundo sadi tsala ane soso karen hongu yo pashu wa karen hongu yo o tani ji la o tela ane demba tipi kuzo ji la tene ane kundo sadi ka yo kone yo marwa tene tenu ji ka ane kundo sawa di ze ane pashu la tatong tani chane ka tane ane soso loten chwa imba nginzang ka resi ane tani sungo resi.
So in this verse, as it says, when all forms of sufferings are like a child's death in a dreams. So this they remind us about the say in a situation so where where we encounter various the undesirable situations, such as where we meet with various where we receive harms and where we receive some the cause of pain for ourselves. So in that, normally when we face that, then we would have all sort of the thoughts. Thought will arise. Very such as then which will lead then to angers and hatred to arise, and so what as it says here. So all what is says here. So these are all like a child's death in a dream, child's death in a dream. So which is to imply that the reason why we experience the suffering from this in the face of this unfavorable circumstance is because of our view of those situations, those things, circumstance as being something truly existence, in opposed to like a dream, but we rather hold it as a reality, hold it as a truly existence. Even for example, we will, for example, if when someone use abusive words, or someone even hit us, then we will have a strong, naturally we would resent that the action of that person, and then we feel strong hatred or the anger towards that person, and at that time when we feel that there is one of the main reason why we feel strong hatred towards a person is because we hold that person as being a truly existence, and rather than like really like a dream, like something, everything happening is just because of the causes and conditions, coming together, but there's nothing that we can isolate the certain cause as something which is real and some or truly existence. So that's why. So it's saying here that if we are able to counteract this view of grasping at thing as truly existence, then that we will also then effectively counteracting then this such a disturbed thought or the emotions such as like the anger to arise. Okay, so we will leave the tonight's teaching here. Thank you.